He's the 100 banana eatings, coffee drinkings, clean energy investorings, your favorite morning host, the one and only, not self-absorbed at all, AdamJosh.com.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the 100th banana. We made it. And since we made it, let's check the live streams real quick. Wouldn't that be a shame? Looks like we're doing it live. Turn this guy down. What's this noise we're listening to? Sounds like some AdamJosh.com. We're live. You know what? Today is the first day that the audio and video... Today's the first day that the audio and video for my live stream on Twitter look right. So, how is that for a miracle for banana number 100? Welcome to the Morning Banana Show number 100. And, yeah, I don't know. How did we get here? How did we get here to a show, a web show, an internet show? And we're on October, what month are we in? October 9th, 2021. It's 8 in the morning. It's 8 in the morning, my banana friends. Contrary to popular opinion, I do not live beside the shop here. So I've woken up at home and drove here, and here I am. 100 bananas. Time to reflect on how the heck did we get to this point in life where we've eaten 100 bananas together. Me and a camera and a couple people who watch this show. The song we were listening to there was Further From This Cage by yours truly. Wrote it back in 2006-ish. I think it would be prudent to light some incense. So here we are. I think like anything in life, we got to 100 bananas of this morning banana show because of persistence. I think if that would be a recurring theme in my life. A recurring theme in my life, personally speaking, is persistence. Persistence just keeps going. And that's something that a lot of guys and people can't do. A lot of guys will give it their best shot. And they'll have... they'll put in a valiant effort. A lot of people will give it their all. A lot of guys will put the work in. They'll show up. But I have always consistently beat the guys who do that. Because I'm persistent. Persistence and discipline beat all those things. Persistence and discipline beat the guys who try their best. Because I try harder. All the time. Every day. Persistence will always beat the guys who, came and gave it their all. Because I came and gave it my all the next day, and 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 it gets annoying as heck to everybody else. So how do we get to 100 bananas like anything in my life? Persistence. Taking a step back and saying, I'm going to do that again, and again, and again, and again. And why am I doing this morning banana show? Why am I putting my time in? When YouTube pretty clearly will probably one day take these videos offline because they'll say, it's contrary to science or something like that. Can you imagine? What's going to be the excuse when when YouTube takes down the Morning Banana Show? You know, I am accepting of the inevitable. I don't live in some delusionary world where YouTube isn't a private platform, not openly controlled by any government. It'd be funny, you know, it'd be funny, is if China bought YouTube, if the country of China bought YouTube, and then at least the mask could come off. Well, we removed your content because it's contrary to our government propaganda. And we're owned by China. Oh, then it would make sense. Oh, okay, well, you know, the Chinese government owns YouTube, so... I mean, obviously they're going to do whatever they want to do. I think people would stop complaining then. Well, obviously. Well, China owns YouTube. But since China, the country, doesn't outright own YouTube, and it's allegedly owned by, you know, companies in California, by Google. And Google is a publicly traded company. You can trade the stock Google. It confuses things, right? You have investors. Anybody can buy. I can buy Google. You can buy Google. I indirectly invest in Google already, but I've never. I don't think I've not purchased a share of Google. Now it's getting all smoky in here because of my incense idea, and I have the door closed so we can talk privately. Morning Banana Show, number 100. 100 bananas. I remember when I was at number 75 or something, Desiree had said, I want to be on your 100th episode, and I had a couple people be like, oh, make sure to call me for the 100th episode, and people had this great idea of being guests on the 100th episode, but at the end of the day, whatever the Morning Banana Show is, it really is just me, you, and a banana chatting together. You want to send me an email later? You want to text message me ideas or send me ideas on Twitter or questions? I take all those questions, I take all those emails, I take all the messages, and I distill them into the next Morning Banana. So I'm at the shop. We're in October. Birthday's coming up in less than 20 days. I'm turning 40. And I worked doing shadow work the better part of a decade. It started actually in my 20s, my shadow work, but I picked it back up hardcore in my 30s. And I have become the 40-year-old man that I set out to be, you know, in my 30s. And I have embraced and am embracing the 40-year-old man that I am. Because, you know, when you're younger, you think, what is an adult? What is old? 40-year-old man sounds old. 40-year-old man doesn't sound like 18-year-old pissed-off teenager. 40-year-old man sounds like established in my mind, and I think it always did. And I saw myself getting older, and I saw myself turning 40, and I was like, I don't want to be this guy that I am. I want to be a better guy. So what the nuts and bolts of that are a lot of things that most people watching this couldn't handle. And like, for instance, I don't drink alcohol, and I haven't drank alcohol in years. I have, at this point, no issue if I was to drink 1 or 2 drinks a year, but I don't. So I don't find any... There is no reason that I can see to drink alcohol, even recreationally, at this point in time. And if I am saying that as a almost 40-year-old man, having lived through the last year and a half, 2 years, like everybody else watching this, I lived through Corona, the same thing as you have, you know? And I don't drink. And I didn't drink at all 1 drop of alcohol. I'm just saying that if you're wondering, these are the nuts and bolts of it. I don't drink alcohol. Second thing, I'm a vegan. You guys know that? I'm a vegan. Been vegan for over 8 years. Gluten-free for over 3 years, almost 4 years. Gluten-free is you're not eating wheat gluten, so you're less puffy, less inflamed. I'm not celiac, but the sugar overdose is cut in half, basically. A lot of sugar in that wheat, a lot of sugar in that pasta. I meditate, which a lot of people can't get their head around, just sitting down in a quiet space and meditating. Don't do drugs. Although I'm not opposed to, I think all the drugs should be legal for people who want to, experiment. And I don't understand why, I don't understand why all drugs aren't legal, because it doesn't make sense with the overarching theme of the population reduction agenda. Because if all drugs were legal, then more people would be offing themselves with overdoses all the time. So it doesn't jive. The fact that the only thing that makes sense is that because they keep it illegal, it keeps the market going and the people who are currently making money continuing to make money, because if they made it legal, then all the dealers who are dealing right now would be out of business, and then it would be a government regulated industry. And I'm talking about like openly legalizing heroin, openly legalizing cocaine and LSD and everything in between. They started with marijuana here in Niagara, Ontario, Canada, so why not everything else? There's a lot of money to be made from drugs. It's one of the largest economies in the world. And I don't think anybody watching this is so naive as to think that the government isn't already dealing drugs. The government is already dealing in drugs. Canadian government, American government, Pakistani government, Indian government, they already deal in drugs. Afghanistani government. Let's not be naive. But they do it covertly. And they keep it illegal so that you can't do it. So what it does, it's rules for thee. You can't even be in this panopticon. You're not allowed to be in this ring. We are in the ring quietly, and we are having the battles quietly. And you just stay out there because it's illegal for you to enter the ring. See that? How that works? But they legalized it. It's opening up the market to competition. And competition is a sin, according to David Rockefeller. And these are the things that I'm thinking about after 6 hours sleep on a Saturday morning on my 100th banana. It takes a while for your boy to wake up in the morning. I mean, I'm up, I'm moving around, but my brain, doesn't really make sense until about a couple hours after being awake, I would say. No serious conversations before noon. So this whole morning banana show, these last 100 bananas, has gone against an important rule that I found to be true in my relationships. No serious conversations before noon. That's always been my rule, because who wants to have serious conversations at 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning? Not me. I remember I had this boss, this guy that owned a Volvo dealership the guy that owned the Volvo dealership that I work at. I've talked about him before. Peter DeVerti. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's a dead guy now, but whatever. He was just eccentric. I think he was just eccentric. People thought all different things about him, but he never bugged me. Adam to the new car showroom. Adam to the new car showroom. I go up there. Yeah, Peter, what's up, man? What do you need? Can you do me a favor and mop the floor in front of my door? Are you serious right now? You want me to mop the floor in front of your door? Yeah, I got a spot right there. And I would just laugh and go grab the mop. Whatever he thought. Oh, this guy's my bitch. I've got a bitch. None of that bugged me. He can think whatever he wants to think. He was paying me. I agreed to it. I mopped the floor. It didn't bug me. Some people that would bug. So, that guy, he used to come in the morning, like 9 o'clock in the morning, and fire people. Just yell at people, fire them. It was just like his thing. And maybe that's where my idea of no serious conversations before noon came, because it was so off-putting. You know, you're going into work and you're like, is today the day that Peter's going to come in hungover and on steroids or off of a, drunk binge? Is today the day that he's going to come in and fire people? So, no serious conversations before noon. Otherwise, you wind up like that guy. People are just waking up. They're clutching their coffee. And they're like talking about, another day. And then here comes Peter. He's like on 100. He's dialed up to 100. Hey, what are you guys doing over there? Hey, I'm sick and tired of you. You're fired. Go home. And we'd be like, what? Like, it's 8. We're not even clocked in. We're just hanging out here. But, everybody was screwing Peter in his mind. My shop opens at 9 o'clock. I'm here at 8 just to sit down for a bit, and chill, turn the lights on. Luckily my dad, who owns the place here, is not like that. Adam, what are you doing at the shop at 8 o'clock in the morning? I'm sitting down and having a morning banana and talking to my cell phone in the office. He's not like that, but Peter was. So I've eaten 100 bananas on camera with you guys. Vegan, gluten-free. We've talked about a lot of things. I don't plan on stopping the morning banana because it's an easy way for me to vent, get things off my chest. I'm here anyway in the morning, and I have a coffee in the morning here anyway. And to me, the most off-putting thing about the Morning Banana Show that is difficult for me is the fact that I'm not really awake or coherent in the morning, and I'm recording things and saying things, and later I look back on them and I'm like, I wasn't coherent. Follow me on Twitter, @AdamJosh.com. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show this whole time. You guys are the best. Take care. Bye-bye.